Let's pray. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, God, we thank you so much for this and another day. Lord, we're so thankful, Lord, for your wonderful blessings you bestowed upon us today, Lord. We're so thankful, Lord, today, Lord, for the jobs that you provided for us, Lord. We're thankful, Lord, that you provided for us once again. God, I'm coming now, Lord, I ask that you bless this meeting, Lord. Bless every item on the agenda, Lord, and bless everybody in attendance, Lord. And bless us as we go our separate ways, Lord. I ask for all things in your dear gracious heavenly name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome everybody. I will call the City of Portland Board of Commissioners meeting July 17th with a roll call, please.
Moore,
Here.
Shepherd,
Here.
Baker, Gamble,
Here.
Rasmus.
Here. First on the agenda is to approve the June bills for payment.
Set motion.
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. Let's approve the minutes from the June 20th special call meeting.
Motion to approve.
Never mind, skip. Okay. Right, okay. So I'm going to move some things around right now, and we have the Hill family here that would like to speak to the Board of Commissioners. So if y'all could come up, Ashley. Thank you.
Thank you guys, this is on. Thank you guys so much for inviting us here. It is a great honor to be speaking to you, and like all grieving parents, we desperately want to keep the memory of our child alive. And so, we really feel like Eli's kindness ignited a love in our community. People have wrapped themselves around us and supported us in so many things. I remember the day after the accident, a Pepsi truck drove up to the front of our house and delivered pop. Just all the things. I mean, there were way more things than that happened, but I just was so grateful that so many people were reaching out. And as probably everyone knows, Eli loves baseball, and Eli was so excited for Miller Park to get open. He wanted to play there desperately. He had, only played at Rotary, and then before the Miller Park renovation, he did play there a couple times. So we want to thank you all for your decision to name a field at Miller Park in Eli's honor. We went through some of his things after the accident, and he had written out possible games he would like to see played at Miller Park, and he called them the Portland Miller Park matchups. I don't think he understood how different he was. He wasn't like other 8-year-olds. He cared deeply, he thought deeply, he had intuition when someone was having a hard time, and he acted upon those intuitions and made every child feel like he was their best friend. We had so many kids come to us at Eli services that said he was my best friend. We are just honored that God gave him to us to keep for the time we had him. Additionally, I'd just like to say thank you to whoever was responsible for that memorial tile that was placed at Rotary Park. We didn't even know about it. We have started the nonprofit Eli Hill Foundation, and we just want to donate to causes that reflect Eli's kind nature and fun-loving spirit. We're always looking for causes to support. We have given away one scholarship so far to the 13th Region Player of the Year, which that award was named after Eli. We just can't believe, we knew he was special, but I don't think we realized that everybody else knew he was special as well. One thing I'd like to add is our family would like to purchase a plaque to be placed at Miller Park in Eli's honor. And we'll also, if you wanted to, we could even buy like an outfield sign just saying that's, his name, you know, we'll cover any expenses that need to happen for this to happen. Thank you all so much for honoring our child.
You did a great job. Thank
Mayor,
you. Yes, sir.
I spoke with Jeff earlier. It'd be our recommendation that we name the field one coming in, that would be Eli Hill Field. Jeff also requested that we name the girls softball field Day Field after this day. That was what it was originally called. And then the large field will be named after Bill Hoover. That's our recommendation to you all.
I'm really happy that we are all in agreement to honor Eli in this way. It means a lot to, I know, to Adam, Ashley, Allie, the whole family.
We're super
Love you
excited to
guys.
be
Yes,
able to
we
do
are.
this, and Eli will live on in our hearts forever, and all the children that come and enjoy that park will learn about Eli and what he meant to our community. So I suppose we need a motion. Oh, go ahead,
I would
Allison.
like to also propose that instead of the foundation or the family having to purchase the plaque, that we would take it out of the Miller Park budget expenses. So motion to.
One more thing before you do that, we will be putting another plaque up there, Blackhead Road here. So Jeff's got it sitting on his desk, it's been there for a while.
Thank
That'll
you.
be it, right at field one.
All right, motion to name Field 1 at Miller Park after Eli, and to use any additional budget funding in Miller Park budget for a commemorative plaque on the gate or the outfield.
Second.
Can we do those separate?
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. Thank you all so much. Thank you for coming. You totally do not have to stay for the rest of the meeting.
And then motion to name the other two fields mentioned after this day and Mr. Hoover. Dayfield and Hoover Field.
Third field will be Bill Hoover.
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.
All right, we got on the agenda to approve the public meeting code
Of conduct.
In order to serve the interest of the city of Corbin, Kentucky most efficiently, the following guidelines are hereby adopted for all city of Corbin public meetings and are to be adhered to by all attendees, including but not limited to citizens, city employees, and elected officials. All speakers will be limited to 5 minutes time. Additional time may be granted by the mayor of the Board of Commissioners or the chair of other relevant city boards, commissions, committees. In the mayor's absence, the mayor pro tem will be given this responsibility. No signage will be allowed within the public meeting space. Exceptions will be made for such signage as necessary to address its topic. Respectful discourse is expected at all times regardless of topic. If any attendee does not follow these guidelines, they will be asked to leave the public meeting space and be escorted out by the appropriate city officials.
I believe that Commissioner Baker went back over and presented this new code of conduct, and I think it's concise and easy to understand and will apply to any of our board meetings.
Motion to approve.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Gabriel,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. Here a request from Brian Reeves regarding parking issues on Roy Kidd Avenue. Is Brian here today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, my name is Brian Reeves. I own Renaissance Property Group LLC. We own 2 properties on Roy Kidd. between, Ford Avenue and, exit to the middle school. And, at 5:30 Boy Kid, the house has a lot of cars on the street, we've seen up to 9 cars. It's causing an issue for our duplex directly across the street, 529 Boy Kid. Our tenants can even back in and out of the driveway for all the cars there. Plus you have the school traffic, and every time somebody goes down that street, you know, it's, people are having to wait. So we would love to see no parking zone on that left side of the street between, I guess it's the north side of the street, between the school entrance and Ford Avenue.
Brian, is the parking issues when the cars are lined up, that's not school parents waiting,
No.
it's all the time?
No, this is
Okay.
one house.
Okay.
And I mean, we have plenty of photos, there's been up to 9 vehicles, they're parked in, Village Inc. Voyager owns the
Okay.
property on the corner, they're
We
parked
actually
in
talked to
her.
her daughter this morning, and, you know, there were cars parked in their lot as well, Village Corner's lot, as well as an aquarium, other miscellaneous items, so I called her daughter, I said, you know, maybe you all chose to let them park there, that'd be your choice. They did not choose to do so.
Okay.
And they don't park in their driveway at all, they have a driveway, but
Five
they can easily
village
fit
blocks.
2 or 3 cars in, they never park in the driveway.
They
So-
refuse.
So our issue is just that, you know, when we're showing their apartment to new tenants, they're looking over there, and the house itself is a mess, but parking is the number one thing, you know, that's causing an issue,
Right.
so.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't visible, because my driveway gets blocked all the time with school parents waiting.
Right, yep.
So, but if it's all the time, then that's an issue.
Yeah, it could be 2's the minimum we've ever seen, 2 to 3, it could be up to, we've seen 6,
9
we've seen a
cars.
John boat, motorcycles, a lot. And I mean, for you all, I think it would be when the school traffic's coming down. I've seen people have to, you know, to wait here for the cars, school bus lines, it's bad. For, you know, corporates, right?
I spoke to the mayor about this earlier, and I looked up, there is no ordinance for parking on either side. That being that area there, that I've seen a lot of cars there, and code enforcement, we went over and asked them to move them before. It'd be my recommendation to you all to not have parking on either side, because when school is going on, there's a lot of heavy traffic in the mornings, and it also in the afternoons. It'd be my recommendation from Hamlin Street to Ford Street on Roy Kidd, no parking on either side.
And just to clarify, every house has its own driveway, so we're not gonna be inconvenient, you know, like,
I looked at every house over when I went over this afternoon, I've got pictures here, and there's no reason.
so you think on both sides that that would be the best way to handle that?
That is not a wide road, and there is a lot of school traffic, and the people, everybody in town uses that for a shortcut coming into town.
Right.
It'd be my recommendation that we drop an ordinance for parking on neither side.
I just wanna get Barry's opinion too, if that would help for fire truck parking.
Definitely help.
If we, okay. Just for the record.
All right, so we have a recommendation from our city manager to, have no parking on Roy Kidd between Ford and Hamlin Street on either side. So I'll need that in the form of a motion.
Make a motion to drop an ordinance for parking. For no parking between Ford Street and Inland.
I'll second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Amber,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes, thank you all for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you.
We will have to draw up an ordinance, and
Yeah, it'll
then
take
Public
a little
Works will come over and pay an intervention. So it might be a week or two, possibly. Okay?
Build it up.
All right, is DJ here? I don't think he's here, he might have forgotten. Okay. I do know, I asked him if he wanted to be put on the agenda. He has mentioned that, he is interested in pursuing, looking at, perhaps closing Third right there, just in between the buildings and Main Street, so they could have some extra seating area. I did tell him that, the building right across, we would need to have permission from them, and then we just need to, you know, give that some careful consideration. we don't have any money in our budget to do anything out there, so, that's an issue as well. So we could just boot this till next month and see if he wants to come then. All right. Next is approve and authorize the necessary parties to execute the agreement with the U.S. Department of Transportation, Federal Aviation Administration for the London Corbin Airport Improvement Program grant.
And authorize you to sign the deed of easement.
Oh, is it for the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that part. And to authorize me to sign the deed of easement from Kentucky Utilities. Okay.
That's part of the project. Our project.
Do you have?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Does Heather know? Does she have to read it?
Hot off the press.
Does she need to read it?
No.
Does she have to read anything?
No.
Okay,
We'll be here all day. That 5 minutes was last.
Right. Right. Okay. Oh, thank
But I
you.
can get you to sign that before
Okay.
we leave, and then I gotta give it to you.
Okay. So this is a grant for the airport grant that they've applied for. So they just need our signature on
AIP grants it, right?
it. Yep.
Said motion. Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Kimbrell,
Yes.
Ransom.
Yes. All right, next is board appointments as follows. The Airport Board, Wade Carr, this is a reappointment. His term expired, I'm embarrassed to say, 12/31/2022 for a 4-year term. Planning and Zoning Board, Chris Kinzel, this is a reappointment. Term expired 5/31/2023. That's a 4-year term. Planning and Zoning, Steve Sermont, reappointment. Term expired 5/31, 4-year term. Tree Board, Cindy Benseth, a reappointment, term expired 5/31/2023, that's a 3-year term. The Board of Adjustments, Dave Huff Jr., that's a reappointment, term expired 5/31/2023, that's a 4-year term. Board of Adjustments, Sean Rogers, that's a new appointment. Bob Crowley's term expired 5/31/2023, that's a 4-year term. City Utilities Commission, Jonathan Grove, that's a new appointment. Mark Daniels' term expired on 5/31/2023, that's a 3-year term.
Do we need to do them all individually?
Can we
You
pull,
can do them all.
we can do them all together, yeah.
Unless you got,
I,
want to discuss it, yeah.
I make a motion to, approve these appointments.
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Kimbrell,
Yes.
Ransom.
Yes. Resolution 2023-8, a resolution relating to a community, oh, never mind.
We're skip that one. My bad.
All right, I would like to go into executive session to discuss personnel and also pending litigation. Are you gonna read all that first? Okay.
You're gonna say it, you're not gonna read it.
Okay, yeah, I've done this 30 years. Motion to go into executive session pursuant to KRS 61.18, section 1, to discuss personnel and pending litigation.
Motion?
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Kimbrell,
Yes.
Ransom.
Yes.
Moore. Here. Shepherd,
Here.
Kimbrell,
Here.
Ransom.
Here.
The Board of Commissioners met in executive session pursuant to KRS 61.810, section 1, to discuss personnel and pending litigation. No formal action was taken.
Are we back? Do we need a motion to go back
No,
into?
we already-
We're in, okay. First reading of ordinance 2023-5, an ordinance adopting the budget for fiscal year 7/1/2023 through 6/30/2024.
Ordinance number 2023-5, an ordinance adopting the City of Corbin, Kentucky annual budget for fiscal year 7/1/23 to 6/30/24. Whereas an annual budget proposal and message has been prepared and delivered to the legislative body, and whereas the legislative body has reviewed such a budget proposal and made necessary modifications, Now therefore be it ordained by the city of Corbin, Kentucky, Section 1, that the annual budget for the fiscal year beginning 7/1/23 and ending 6/30/24, including all sources of estimated revenues and appropriations for all city funds, is hereby adopted as follows. Resources available: ABC Fund, $589,700. Resources available: General Fund, $16,998,001.80. Resources available: Municipal Aid Fund, $158,466.45. Resources available: LGEA Fund, $25,000. Resources available: Arena Fund, $4,434,050. ABC Transfer, General Fund, $589,700. Total resources, $17,587,701.80. Appropriations, General Government, $1,556,533.66. LGEA Fund, $25,000. Police, $3,214,861.67. Fire, $2,002,433.74. Public Works, $2,535,810.28. Municipal Aid Fund, $158,466.45. Recycling Center, General Fund, $568,921.74. Parks and Recreation General Fund, $1,843,000. $1,843,661.71. Building Inspection, $254,370. Flood Control Fund, $15,000. Special Projects, $2,503,834. Special Projects Corbin Center, $2,500,000. Economic Development, $85,000. Debt Service General Fund, $371,000. Debt Service Arena Fund, $420,000. Downtown Service, $136,275. Arena Fund, $4,014,050. ABC Transfer to ABC Fund, $589,700. Total appropriations, ABC Fund, $589,700. Total appropriations, General Fund, $17,587,701.80. Municipal Aid Fund, $158,466.45. Total appropriations, LGEA Fund, $25,000. Total appropriations, Arena Fund, $4,434,050. Section 2. This budget ordinance shall be administered by the executive authority as prescribed and set forth in the Kentucky Revised Statutes. Administration shall include, but not be limited to, at least the following: preparation and submission of financial statements which include budgetary comparisons on not less than a quarterly basis. Provide the budget amendments if called for by the Board of Commissioners or if anticipated through implementation. Prepare any financial statements required for publication purposes pursuant to KRS 424 and 91A. Cause each fund of this budget to be audited as prescribed by law. Section 3. This ordinance shall be published in the News Journal newspaper by title and summary within 30 days after adoption. Section 4. This ordinance becomes effective immediately upon passage and publication as required by law.
John, I do want to thank John Baker and Brandon Shepherd for all their work on the budget committee. That is a big, big job, and y'all did a very good job. So I'll just need a motion to approve the new budget.
All right, is that motion?
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Kimbrell,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.
All right, next, approved contract with KLC for personnel policy review. This is in the budget. I think it's about $9,000 for them to craft a personnel policy for us. So money well spent.
Set motion.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Kimbrell,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.
Authorize city manager to advertise for police officer exam.
Rusty is needing two more. Two is what he's needing, and it wasn't on the agenda, but Barry also needs to advertise for three firemen. So we'll go ahead and do both of those. And that money was approved in the budget for the three new hires to be full-time.
Set motion on the city manager's recommendations.
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Kimbrell,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.
City managers report.
I have a request from our arena director to Bob. Last week while I was gone, there was an issue on our ordinances for weapons, security, different things going on at the arena, and we need to give Bob permission to draw that up in the ordinance to make it official.
Yeah, basically what happened, when we got over records request, we have ordinances that prohibit weapons within our buildings. The arena had put up more extensive notice prohibition that she had got from her arena. So I explained to her that all those policies had to be approved by you all, building. So I need a motion to authorize me to draw a weapons policy, particularly for the arena, because it's a different set of things. We have one. She wants to make it a little more lighter and range. Probably a good idea to do it, but we need to do an ordinance to take this, put something like that.
So motion to authorize the city attorney to draw a weapons policy ordinance for the Corbin Arena.
Yes.
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Kimbrell,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.
Also have a request, two requests from the Southern Chamber. Each year they use the Colonel Sanders Park for the beer garden, and they request that they've got all the STAR training, all, they just need permission to operate that during their block.
Dibroff comes upon us. Do we need to officially close the streets?
I was gonna do that one too.
We'll just do it together.
Good, yeah, okay. And then also he will need to close, the chamber will need to also close Premier Brock, Depot Street Saturday evening, August 5th, in preparation for the arrival of the carnival. This will also include Monroe Street, First Street, Second and Third Streets will be done at 5 a.m. on Wednesday, August 9th. They'll be putting the barricades in place. And then Main Street, Wednesday, August 9th at 7 a.m. in preparation for the vendors to set up.
All right, I need a motion.
Is that motion?
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Kimbrell,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.
And then one more request, I have a recommendation from Jeff Chadwell for Randy Mitchell to go full-time status in the recreation department.
Set motion.
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Ingram.
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.
That's all right.
That's it? Okay. Do we have any department heads that would like to report? Sky's holding her hand
I have two things real quick.
up. Okay. And I've got something for you after the meeting. I need to tell you.
So a building permit was bought, and when Wes came to sign it and reviewed, he said that really didn't require a building permit. So we have one to Claude and Patricia Humphrey, $40 needs to be refunded.
Motion to refund building permit?
Second.
Moore. Yes. Shepherd.
Yes.
Ingram.
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.
The other thing is, Ron and I talked about this, we do not currently have a business license for a horse track since this is brand new. So I need you all to figure out the cost, so I can make one. All of our other things in the industrial park are obviously manufacturing, huge companies, whatever, but, basically most of them are $1,000 a year. And that's what, recommend. You guys are good with that.
Can't do a
Let's go. I'm just kidding, guys. I need a motion.
Make a motion to formulate the license for the horse track at $1,000 per year.
Second.
Thank you.
Moore. Yes. Shepherd.
Yes.
Ingram.
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. All right, anybody else have anything? Barry, got anything? Tom? No. Bruce, you got anything? You're good? All right, Maggie, you're up.
I just have a few things, I know. I know, I was thinking about that, I was like, brevity, practice brevity. No, just
I
a few.
love your enthusiasm, Maggie.
Well, thanks, Mayor. It's genuine, and, you know, I always feel like there are exciting things going on in the city that need to be shared so that we can, you know, look at where we're at and where we've come from and how to move forward. So, exciting news in downtown Corbin. This Saturday, the Pinball Museum of Corbin launched its soft opening at its brand new location at 112 South Main Street, so the historic Gibson Music Building. I highly encourage you, if you've not been, to stop in. It is absolutely outstanding. Video doesn't capture it, pictures don't capture it. It's 160 pinball machines, yeah. So we're talking about a major investment and the largest, you know, electronic attraction, and there's the historical component, the uniqueness of the machines, but then the whole other side are redemption games, and not cheesy, you know, tired games. They're like fun, everybody get out and play. So, and you don't have to pay obviously to get into the redemption side because you pay to play. All these cool, like, you know, items that you can redeem, so awesome, just completely awesome. And then, who doesn't love to live downtown? So the 6 apartments above the Game King are now available for rent. They're called the Century Lofts, and they are very, very nice. So definitely downtown living at its finest. So certainly appreciative of that investment as well. I know that was a long time coming. And last but not least, on the tourism side of things, the Farmers Market Pavilion is moving along. The board has, the Tourism Commission Board has considered a few change orders, you know, for the project to enhance, you know, continue to enhance the project itself. But if you haven't stopped by, the final concrete pour was done today. The ceiling fans are on, so we've made a lot of headway.
Bruce, are we still doing, is the, stage gonna be where it is? Okay, so that's good then, that's done, cause I was a little nervous about that being a construction site during Nibrock, so you think it'll be all,
I don't know, to be honest with you. I think, you know, of course, we would want to do a really nice ribbon cutting for the public and
right,
stuff.
but we're gonna need people, a place for people to sit, so even if it's not necessarily being if we could use that during Nibrock, I think for people to just spread out, I think that that's kind of important, you know?
Sure, I'll definitely.
Okay, and then we'll do a big we'll do, I mean, maybe we'll do a big ribbon cutting the day of Nibrock, I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah.
They're getting really close, right? So that would be awesome, that'd be great. Okay, thank you.
Really fast, Maggie?
Uh-huh.
Are we, I don't know if it's come up, and I'm sure you're already all over this, but, what about putting the Pinball Museum in Sanders Park maybe on the attraction signs on the interstates?
Yeah,
Is
so.
that possible?
It is, Jim and I had actually talked about that, and so I need to work with my colleagues in order to, you know,
Yeah.
find out how that process works,
I
but
think you have
yes.
to pay, because we're looking into it right now too for Cinema Social,
Exactly,
so,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
we need to,
I didn't
yeah,
know if
you,
it
you gotta pay for it, but,
was tourism or city or
Yeah.
what that fell under.
right,
If
right.
there's anything I can do to help, I'd be happy to. We've got lots of cool stuff to add there.
Yeah, I think it's probably you know, there's a process, but I don't think it's very difficult to figure out who to contact.
And what a blessing to have Jim take over that building, because, yeah, I mean, it is a big building. It would have been very difficult for us to find someone that could have utilized that property, and he's just done a fabulous job, and I haven't been in it, and it is absolutely beautiful. So,
Yeah.
really excited, and I'm really excited about the Century Loss too. That is a major investment of downtown Corbin. We're so appreciative, you know, of our community, reinvesting in itself, you know. It's such a great place to live, and it's just awesome that we can support each other, and that, you know, everybody just keeps bringing great things to the table, so I'm really appreciative of it. Does anybody have anything that they want to discuss, either in the audience or amongst the commission? If not, I will entertain them.
Just one
Yeah,
more
sorry.
thing. So, which I've talked to a few people on the commission about this already and everything, but currently, and I've talked with the mayor, I've talked with Marlon, I've talked with several. Currently, in zoning laws, we don't really have anything that defines transitional housing, and so I've talked with the chairman of the zoning board, and he seems to think that we need to maybe define some language about what that means and what that consists of, because currently there's no language that is in zoning that is allowing or should be allowing transitional housing within the city. So I talked with him, and he says that we may need to form a policy of some sort of ordinance so that we can define the language that they can use, and then we can figure out from there what we can do. Because currently it's just kind of like the Wild West right now. And I've looked at other towns. There's not a whole lot of towns of our size that have really tackled this issue, but bigger towns have. A lot of times they make them get a license and to renew every year. A lot of times, of course, they need proof of liability insurance, and of course they need substantial background checks a lot of times for these places, because the bad side of it is, if it's not being properly maintained, there's a lot of concerns from people that you don't know who these people are. I've had from a house before down the road from my house, which is no longer there. I had some vandalism even on my car from somebody, which Rusty I think remembers that, and that came from transitional housing. And so my biggest concern with transitional housing, I do want to help these people. However, I think that there's a lot of these people that kind of get left in these houses, and they may have mental issues and a lot of problems, and they're just running around, and there's no one really watching them. There's not supervision, and that's a huge concern for me and within public safety as well, because I definitely want it to be as safe as possible. So I'm currently in talks and talking about that with Susie. Told me the state is making some regulations on that as well, much needed regulations. So, but I do think there's some common sense regulations within the city that we can do, especially defining that language. So.
Yeah, well, I'm really glad that KLC took this issue seriously, and we've been pretty lucky, but, you know, there's good players, you know, in the recovery industry, and there's bad players in the recovery industry, and sadly, some of these second chance houses, sober living communities, people are being preyed upon, you know, that are trying to get clean, and so there's been some real issues. So the state has passed regulation, it has gone into effect. These communities or these houses have a year from when that law went into effect to get their certifications, and they're going to be held to a higher standard. So all of that is awesome. I did look into zoning, but that's pretty tricky because people have a right to use their homes in the way that they would see. But the good news is that now that the state stepped in and kind of cleaned up, you know, these bad actors.
And a lot of what the state's gonna do with promulgating regulations right now for some of the law, they probably preempt us in a lot of areas, again, the state. It's gotta, you know, just see what they do.
Right.
And not to mention your initiative with the transitional housing by partnering with EKU.
And that's actually not transitional
Well,
housing
it
though.
is.
That's a scholar
A
house.
scholar house
Yeah.
for the recovery community.
Mhm.
So we hope to be a state example in that as well.
Yeah, that's gonna be really neat. That's for people that have been infected with substance use disorder. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they were on drugs themselves, but single parents will have priority that have been affected by substance use disorder that are furthering their education. So this is a real opportunity. This is a partnership with EKU and Volunteers of America. So that's a long road. It's going to be several years in the making, but we're definitely getting a lot of excitement around it, and I think it's going to be really great. It will be up at the EKU Corbin campus, and there is similar facilities. There's actually two in Richmond on the EKU campus, and they've had phenomenal success. And you know, people are single parents, you know, have this affordable housing opportunity, and they're getting certifications. They're going back to trade school. Some of them are, as long as they stay in school, I mean, they're getting like their PhDs and stuff because they've got a great place to live and childcare available and everything. So anyway, the only funding that the city is going to have to allocate to that would be our opioid settlement money, and I can't think of a better use of our opioid settlement money than that. So, anybody else got any questions or concerns or comments? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Ingram,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.